Zabagi, Zuuba Zaba.
Dag
There's a
dag.
weeb. Omni.
Boony Korba Zork, Vudribi Zuvap. Zoom. Flats. Woohoo! Ha ha! Zetawaga,
Swigana.
Waba Wooey.
Hypnos nu. Isna.
Oh, Bridazine, Thudanka. Sanopi.
Zao.
Kisu. Duva Jayava.
Pertsi stir im.
Sayu Bobby. Lufada. Wazibo. Hirago. Mazanita Wasaba.
Banda gleam. Usna fra. Hashna.
Yibs.
This Nurk. So. Dazu.
So.
See.
Jifuna nar, Hushu Ibler, Ebsa movie jit,
Sabuna lura.
Boni Heje, Sunja deep,
Fiba.
Yarni, Reba Wib, Neeb, Jeshub, Jahaw, Wimabu, Banuji,
Yorni.
The Warbanubi.
Nizo de Phoebe.
Johabla, Dizi Banu,
Phoebe Looney. Kabil.
Lini Buja, Ujar, Ubusti,
Utaki.
Ooh, Brazier
Thraknos
Banuja.
horrible.
Riba slang, riba vulu, chambu dorba yaka simina muna. Chakaju.
Wani.
Hey everybody, welcome back to MySims Kingdom. Here we are in Cutopia. Not really one of my favorite levels, but it goes by fairly quickly. Most of the, well, unless you're stupid like I am, but we'll get to that. But yeah, the theme of this place is that shit's cute. So yeah, this is probably the cutesiest level, appropriately, in this already quite cutesy game, so yeah. It's not exactly my thing, but I respect it. And here's the Buddy action figure. That's pretty cool. I got like 3 action figures in a row for some reason at the beginning of this level, which is pretty cool. Also, I I think I just did it now, and it's something that I've been taking note of, not only in this game, but in a lot of games that I've LP'd. I've noticed that I'll often do a thing that I remember, you know, chuckling, doing the sensible chuckle from Airplane to myself, whenever Picked Up on a Bus would do it. Where he would, like, in every episode would, when he, like, went into a new level, would be like, this one's not that good, or not that interesting, in a game that, like, he ostensibly liked. And I find myself doing the same thing a lot. I'll be like, and now here's this level, and it's, it kind of sucks. And I do that for, like, almost every level. And I'm, you know, and this is a game that I start out being like, this is one of my favorite games, I've been looking forward to playing this. And every single level starts with me being like, I don't like this one. I don't think I've done it for every single one. And there are some games where it's the opposite, where I'm like, you know, I just say every level is cool, and I have no good way of, like, describing why I think that or anything. Anyway, I like the fishing in this level. I did it for a little while after this off screen, just you know, buffed up my fish game. But I like the relative variety of stuff, and I mean, I also got a fucking action figure and scroll, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, they got crayons in the rocks here, and Buddy better watch out, and you guys are gonna get your freaking heads cut open. Anyway, yeah, we did the scroll. Huzzah.
Bubsy.
Remember when huzzah was a big thing? When gamers and stuff would say that? I don't know if gamers is a class, but a lot of the gamers that I talk to anyway. Those were the times. There's a tweet prompt going around today of people sharing what the oldest meme they remembered is. You remember it at the time that it got big. What's the oldest one? And I said Numa Numa for mine, because that was 2004, and that's pretty much as far back as my, like, knowledge of internet culture, like, lived knowledge of internet culture goes, because I was, like, 7 years old then. And that is around when I started being on the internet more. I was on the computer for long before that. I mean, I think the first, other than, like, you know, the 3D pinball, Space Cadet pinball that comes with Windows XP, I think the first game on a computer that I ever played was probably Snood. And then, the actual first meme, oldest meme that I could say I remember is probably some bullshit on, like, board.com, which doesn't exist anymore. Or at least it's not what it used to be. One thing I definitely remember from that I have not been able to find since, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, is a video from board.com that is a parody of Hanson's song Mbop called Oompa, that is, like, basically them translating the nonsense lyrics into words and saying a bunch of funny things with low-res images attached to them. And that was on board.com, and I remember that. But I think Numa Numa was probably the earliest actual meme that, like, I contemporaneously remember. But it was really 05 to 07-ish where that kind of thing really popped off for me. And that's where you get stuff like, you know, the dramatic chipmunk, the thrusting stormtrooper, and stuff like that. Weird Al stuff, of course, you know, I was hip to all that. Newgrounds stuff, all that shit. So, and then that got me and a friend talking about old Flash games that we liked, and I mean, viewers of this channel will know that I have quite the experience with old Flash games. So, and I've shown off, I think I've shown all of the ones that I mentioned to him. The only one that I haven't, and I need to find out, I'm sure there's some downloadable version of it, but I want to play, like, something approximate to the original that I played as a kid, if it exists somewhere, is Line Rider. I wasted a lot of time on that game. Before I knew how to, like, record my screen or do anything, it was completely for my own edification. I had no way of sharing it. I made a track to the beat of Come Sail Away, which when I was like 10 I thought was like the most epic song ever made, and I really liked the movie Atlantis: The Lost Empire, I guess, and I don't know if that was in the movie, but it was in the trailer, and I always associated it with that. I'm speeding up this bunny shit because I took too long doing it, and it's not interesting. It's just watching the bunnies follow me, although they are very cute and silly looking. But you'll get a good look at them in a minute when I have to fluff them, which I honestly didn't think that that was actually going to be a part of it, to give them a good fluffing, but you do indeed have to fluff them. Because I was like, what, are there more? And then I realized that you have all these options. And yeah, you fluff them, which just means squishing them like that. That's nice. I wish the game was more just shit like this. I think that's why in some ways I go back and forth on whether I prefer this one or the original MySims, and I think MySims has the, it doesn't have as much to do, but it kind of has the appeal of something like Stardew Valley, where you're kind of left to your own devices in terms of what you want to do. I mean, you obviously have tasks you need to complete that are very straightforward, but And you don't really, like, get resources or do anything like that. I was just showing off the names of these bunnies. But, it kind of has that sort of feel to it. This game is much more linear, even though you do get to choose, the order in which you do the levels. Anyway, here's Daniel's Goth GF, or he wants her to be his Goth GF. Basically, this entire level revolves around getting Daniel some clown. There are a couple of levels, or at least two, which I guess is a couple. This one, and I can think of one other one where the main goal is to get someone laid. So, pretty good. I love Spencer, and this is very strange, but I believe that Spencer, his armor is the same color as the character name Spencer from Thomas the Tank Engine. It's gonna be really funny if I'm wrong about that, and probably worse if I'm right, because, yeah, I do, that's one of the best parts of being who I was when I was a small child, is that I now have an encyclopedic knowledge of Thomas the Tank Engine that I cannot get out of my brain. Anyway, so yeah, speeding this up as well because you've seen me do a million of these water pipe things at this point, and we're gonna have plenty of more mechanically connecty things in this level and upcoming ones, especially the next one that I'm gonna do. So hope you like doing that, but I didn't want this video to be too long, and it's not super interesting anyway, because it's mostly me being a Dumbo and trying to figure it out. Unless watching my thought process is fun and interesting. I guess there are people who watch video game playthroughs for stuff like that. Please excuse me if I forget to edit out that burp. Been doing some burping today, just ate. And I'm recording this pretty late on Tuesday night. Could have recorded it earlier, and I didn't. I was busy watching a really shitty movie. It's not really worth it. And yeah, I've been making preparations for the next LP, the one that I'm gonna do alongside this one. I wanted to try to get 2 videos of that up this week. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And I can't even use the it's been busy at work excuse, because I've really been having quite an easy week so far, but I've just been choosing to do other shit with my time. I know, the audacity. Why am I not exclusively just rearranging my entire day around catering to my, like, 30 regular viewers? I don't mean that to belittle you or, suggest that I do not appreciate your viewership. I appreciate all 2 of you. LOL. Anyway, yeah, we're looking for a pearl. There's 2 clams, so not much to think about here. You get the pearl, and you got it. Wish all of them would be like that. All these people want me to build a fucking house for them and shit. No, these people just want you to decorate, water the flowers, and give me some gifts for my GF. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be putting this up either late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. I'm not sure. Whichever one I go with, it doesn't matter.
Chakaju.
Anibi Baba's
Chubala Samani Favu.
Verzi? Ooh, skip a Neja Clona.
Hadaluna. Achela. Classy. Chubala Samani.
Helped you out a lot. You didn't do anything. I did all the work. I should get to date Violet. So yeah, there's spiders. And here's when my brain turned into pudding. So there's 3 spiders and you need to get them out of the picnic land and keep them out. And I futzed around just trying to keep them out all at the same time with my body for several minutes. And then I was trying to just get them all far away one at a time, and then I was like, ooh, what if I trap them in this place where I can build stuff? And then it was right around now when I, am walking around and seeing all of these places that I can put a fucking fence, that I realize what the game actually wants me to do. And by the way, this wouldn't have even worked anyway, because you can't place a fence there, so good job me. Which is to just get them out of the pen of the picnic area and then close off the picnic area, duh, you stupid moron. So yeah, that took me longer than I would like to admit, honestly. I also didn't do the pressing C trick here, I'm noticing. Oh yeah, do it for the last two, good job. Anyway, that's it. That's all you really have to do. This could have been 20 seconds, and instead it was many minutes. So, good on me. If I were streaming this game, that would be one of those things that my amazing viewers would have just let me do for 10 minutes, and then, while rambling about something, and then they would be like, hey, you're just supposed to, close the gate. And I guess it's annoying that I didn't use that kind of fence so they don't match, but, whatever.
Himney Joe.
Tariya Yali Chaka.
So here we are trying to get some oppo on Spencer, who turns out to be quite the impenetrable person. I ended up having to really cycle through these dialogue options here. They're not even dialogue options, just gibberish options. Yeah, apparently he's not a high five guy, and then you just have to fucking start from scratch. But that made me think, incorrectly, that my problem, my error was in talking about armor, and it's not. As you can imagine, he loves talking about his armor. But, yeah, it's, you're not supposed to talk about dirt. Not sure why I would think that. And I love having to apologize. I'm so sorry for bringing up dirt. It's okay. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'll be alright. So we're using this to find out that he likes computer games, and then we're gonna have to plug in a computer so that he's distracted, so that he doesn't notice us take 10 minutes to build a contraption to open the gate so we can get to Violet, so that we can bust her out of goth jail. I hope everyone is doing well. If you've gotten this far in the video, it's like 20 minutes already. I love when I do that. I love when I wait until more than halfway through the video to do what I plan to be my introductory remarks, because I'm excellent at making YouTube videos. But yeah, I've been having a fairly nice day for the most part. Decent week as well. I hung out with my friend Nico, a mutual friend of me and JT's that I met in school. He recently moved very close to me, and so we've been hanging out, watching stuff. He's also movie boy, so yeah, ordering food, eating the food, watching the films, being bros. We were watching a John Woo movie, a Hong Kong action movie. The Killer was quite good. And we ordered from a place down the street, ordered dinner, and we were having beers, have a few laughs. That's a Big Lebowski thing. Yeah, my life is really cool, in case you're wondering. That's literally the most exciting thing I've done in like 3 weeks. Well, I guess a little bit less than that, because I went to the beach. I went to North Carolina, I guess that was 3 weeks ago. So since then. And I'm just doing this in the most complicated way possible, I'm sure. I probably could have more strategically placed this computer somewhere that wasn't, you know, like in my butt. But, you know, sometimes you just make big mistakes and you just have to do really stupid shit to cover for them. But yeah, I've mostly just been, you know, going to work, coming home and doing this stuff, or playing another game, or recording something, or watching a movie or whatever. And, well, you know, that's about it. Sweating my balls off because it's still really hot all the time. It's been like above 80 degrees and above 60% humidity pretty much every day since like May, and I'm really fucking sick of it, and I honestly would like summer to be over now. I'm ready for fall. I've always been more of a fall person than summer. I'm saying fall because I do like winter as well, but I mostly like early winter. Once you get into like January and February, and in Philly, March basically is a winter month. It's really goddamn cold. Pretty much on average in Philly, and it was not all that different in Maryland when I lived there, but I mean, those two states are very close to one another, and also, like, I guess it makes sense that it's become more acute over time, not necessarily place, in recent years. But for all the years I've lived here, pretty much, it's like roughly 6 months of it being really hot, roughly 6 months of it being really cold. There's no real seasons, and there's like a combined 2 weeks every year between those two phases where it's like kind of nice out. And that's how it's been. You know, it's been hot since early May, and it's probably gonna continue being hot until like the end of September, and then there's gonna be like a week in October where I'm like, holy shit, it's fall, it's so nice, and then it's gonna be 35 degrees every day until the end of March. And I'm not a huge fan of that, but, you know, what fall is actually supposed to be is nice, and I prefer it to summer. I know that summer is nice, but honestly, summer kind of loses its appeal once you're not in school anymore. Once you have a job, and, you know, you don't really have money to, like, travel or anything, summer just becomes the season of you're going to work every day and it's hot. That's really it. And you know, it's like people are always like, oh yeah, but there's more daylight hours in the summer, and it's like, yeah, but it's too fucking hot to do anything, so I'm just staying inside anyway. And people are like, oh, I don't like when it's fall or winter because then it gets dark at like 5 p.m. and I get seasonal depression from it being like gray and overcast and getting dark early all the time. And it's like, I appreciate that, but first of all, I'm depressed and tired most of the time anyway. And secondly, nighttime is awesome. It's when I do most of my stuff, like right now. And also, the trade-off is, yeah, you don't get as many daylight hours, but that's fewer hours that I'm sweating my tits off. so I'll take it. If summer's your thing, that's cool. Have your hot girl summer while you can, while it lasts. You're probably going to have a great, next several decades because it's only going to get fucking hotter. So, good on you. You get to have the time of your life. I, however, being a person coming from ancestors from Northern Europe, will continue to suffer and be extremely pale whenever it is hot out. I just need a place that's like 50 to 75 degrees at least 9 months out of the year, I think, is what I need. So if you know of any place like that, hit me up. Anyway, I guess as long as you can get up there, and it's fine, because I really didn't make her a pathway that characters would actually go down for realsies. But luckily it just triggers the cutscene, so you don't have to worry about that. Pretty good. Anyway, this is literally the end. We already finished it. I didn't really talk about anything that was going on, because it's not all that interesting. It's like kind of silly and funny, but it's mostly just, yeah. Oh, you're so traditionalist. And it's like, I don't know. You do get to see Poppy, though. She's a, bigger thing in the first game. But, now she's just one of the, she's a lady. She got the flowers. So, before the video ends, something that I was looking at right before I was recording was the account I made on the website Backloggd, which is, if people know what Letterboxd is, I have a Letterboxd account as well. I've had that for a while. I believe it's linked on my other channel. If people want, I can link it like in the description or on this channel, but being that this is a gaming channel, I don't really see the point in linking to a movie thing, because Letterboxd is for listing and tracking the movies that you watch, and that's something that I've been endeavoring to do for many years before I knew about Letterboxd, is making a list of everything that I've seen comprehensively that I can remember seeing, and then updating it as I go. And Letterboxd is like the kind of perfect place for doing that kind of thing. And I've always been a compulsive, list maker. I like seeing things visibly in a list, like looking at all of the posters in the list of movies and shit. And so Backloggd does that for video games, and so it's been offering me that same kind of catharsis / comfort or whatever. I'm having a nice little sandwich. I like his... I just smiles. Also, I got that new drip. I figured I would change my outfit for once. Anyway, maybe I'll link that in the description. And, I was gonna say more shit, but now I don't remember what it was, and I have no time to talk about it, so whatever. Next time we're gonna do Spookane. See you then for that.